Howdy folks, sorry it's been a while since my last video. We've been quite busy at work, and then of course over the weekend we were all sick. Belinda, me and Angelique had the flu, luckily not COVID, but we didn't feel like doing too much, so we actually just spent the weekend in bed watching Suits. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Today I'm here to talk about habits and a simple hack to create new habits when you move to a new city. Well, it is the hack really. Any which way, the bottom line is that we humans are all creatures of habit. We do things because we're used to doing them, and because we're used to doing them, we keep on doing them, and the more we do them, the more we become used to doing them, and it forms a habit. Now, what happens is most habits are tied to external cues. You know, the habit to go sit in front of the TV after dinner is tied to getting your dinner and going and sitting at the TV. There's just so many habits that we have, and it's all tied to certain cues. It could be visual cues, it could be audible cues, it could be anything really, but most habits are tied to something that triggers it. And that's where the beauty comes in when you move to a new city, and that's what the secret sauce is. When you move to a new city, it's the perfect time to change habits and to start designing the habits that you would like to have, and to tie it to cues in your new city or your new home. Let me give you some examples. Look, I don't know if all of you know, but I mean, we've been kind of nomadic since 2016. We traveled, we stayed in a whole bunch of places all over the world for I guess no longer than about 6 months. I think there was one stint where it was a bit longer in Johannesburg, but anyway, we were all over the place, and we realized the simple power of habit. The first day we arrived in Mauritius, we stayed in Mauritius for a month. Now, normally we eat bacon and eggs for breakfast. We arrived in Mauritius, and the first morning we woke up, there was no bacon and eggs. We walked to a little shop just down the road, and they didn't have much, but we got a baguette, bread, and honey. So we had a baguette, bread, and honey for breakfast. And for the whole time in Mauritius, that's what we ate for breakfast every morning, because we did it that first day. It tasted nice, and it became an instant habit. Then we left Mauritius, went back to Joburg, and we never had bread, baguette, butter and honey for breakfast ever again. We just didn't do it because it's not Mauritius, it's not that same setting. Back in Joburg, we used to grab the pan, make bacon and eggs. And that's what I'm trying to talk about, what I'm trying to say with habits is, over all our years of traveling, we found so many times when we arrive in a new place and we start doing something, we kind of carry on doing that because there's none of the old visual triggers or cues that throw us into our old habits. We create new habits. And the idea here is that what you should do is you should think about which habits you would like to create, and change those habits and create them when you move to your new city. So when you're on your way, or before you move to Vancouver or to Canada or to anywhere in the world, find out about the place, think about things that you would like doing or that you would like to become a habit when you get there. And then when you arrive here, immediately start building that habit. For argument's sake, you want to say, hey, I want to hike more often. Now, this is the perfect place for hiking. I mean, Vancouver, Canada as a whole, but Vancouver, British Columbia, I mean, it's got some of the most beautiful hiking trails. So say you want to start the habit of hiking, what you should do is you should, even before you arrive, start planning your first hikes, so that when you arrive here, immediately you start doing your hikes, and then try and build it into a routine. Like, hey, we're going to start hiking on Sundays, or we're going to start hiking every second Sunday. So already book a few in advance, and before you know it, you'll start the habit. I mean, we stayed in Bradenton, a little oceanfront town in Florida, just below Tampa, for about 6 months last year. And before we went there, it actually started because of an argument between me and Belinda. We were looking at where we were going to stay, and she wanted to rent a house in Orlando with a pool, in the complex, and I'm like, I want to go stay at this house at Bradenton because I want to go to the beach. And then she said, well, you know what, you're never going to go to the beach, we're never going to go to the beach. So we made a bet and we started going to the beach. So when we landed there, we started going to the beach. We just, every single day, we made a deal that we will go to the beach every day for 30 days, regardless whether it's shine or rain or shine, we'll go to the beach. So we did that, and because of that, we actually went to the beach a lot more often because we were just used to it. You know, it's like, hey, what are we doing? Oh, let's go to the beach because it's right there and it's easy. Whereas normally we might have ended up there and never gone to the beach at all. You know, it's just the way we are. Any which way. So use it, don't use it. I think it's a great tip. If you're going to move to a new city, figure out what habits you would like and start building them and start preparing for them before you arrive, so that the day you arrive, you start implementing them before you can fall back into your old, not so great habits. All right, folks, have a good one.